ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno Genesis. I am your current game master and host, Tom117Z, joined today by this intrepid band of characters, starting with Skajarma, also known as Toneshift, playing Bolter Braith, our bearded, wizened lightning elemental.
I am in tremendous amounts of distress as I watch my home city be reduced to smoldering ash.
This is a fun game. Next on our list,
that was a noise I just made.
We have Darkness, who plays Arcane, our young red dragon.
Everything is on fire and it wasn't me.
Well, some of it was you. Crucial plot-relevant things we. Next on our list, we have Ari, who is playing Freya, our recently resurrected succubus.
I fucking hate you, Papa.
Did you just call Diablos Papa?
I think that's what you would call us.
Rescind that best father of the year mug, break it.
Wow, that is not the sort of name I would expect to be associated with that son of a bitch.
Next on our list is Hades Shadow 92 playing Tarkus, our big suit of recently oath-taking armor.
I will go down in history as the first non-god to actually hurt Diablos.
You did do that, yes. Surprising amount compared to what I thought you guys do, which was, nothing.
I'm just that good.
And last but not least, we have Mystic, who plays Hione, our little owl girl.
I want to go home to Mama.
And my heart.
You shall, little one. You shall.
I feel like you guys are trying to make me feel bad about my choices here.
Really?
I mean, that's how these Final Fantasies treat it now and then.
I mean, why would I ever have reason to feel bad as I put on answers in the Watch Together and...
I like how he says he'll feel bad within like a few minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to be evil." Ha 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 ha.
I mean, I will be evil, and I'm gonna do it, but I will feel bad afterwards. So
you've already killed one of us.
I'll think about it.
It's easy when you're evil.
Bebe, shut up.
She is fine.
I sent you a thing for you maybe to use if you want, Tom, by the way.
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah, seeing that I was his brother, and yet he got ripped apart. Oof.
Give me just a second. I need to quickly add something to my repertoire.
Repertoire.
Of music. Just maybe for a little bit. Hold on. Okay. It is added, but for the moment, we will recap for last time. Our intrepid group of investigators and demigods, currently known as the Circus Inquisitorius, hit a bit of a peak in their investigation into the resurgence of amber around the city of Amarot. After following the clues that led them outside the city to a cluster of amber crystals in the field beyond, leading them further to a warehouse and then the quarters of one Lady Lunafreya, which was promptly trashed and burgled by a unrepentant Tarkus. Much to Bolter Braith's intense indignation. After a discussion with Lunafreya, they discovered that she had been shipping in more amber crystals than was mandated by safety protocols. Her reason for this was that their progress on amber was slow compared to its rate of progression. Upon realizing, though, that demons could very much spawn from the amber itself and just the extent of its corruptive properties, she agreed that the amber had to be destroyed. So, with that in mind, you all first went to the Academia Oneida, met with Hythodeus, helped him corral a chirpy golem that did not like books very much, a being after Tarkus' own heart, clearly. He did seem to enjoy it, if I recall. You then accompanied Luna Freya to the Crystal Tower to confront Director Zonde, who you had decided was the likely culprit of recent misgivings. How wrong you all were. For on approaching Zonde at the apex of the tower and discovering the amber crystal leaching from its very life force, Zonde dropped the bombshell that it was in fact Luna Freya herself responsible, unbeknownst to her. The Diabolos had gotten into her mind, and during moments of blackouts, enacted his will. And upon realizing this and praying with all her heart to Seraph, he twisted her yet again into an abomination known as the Cloud of Darkness. After a brief fight with the former Light Elemental, she succeeded in her plan, and Diabolos was reborn into this world, killing Freya Cinder in the process. Luna Freya, in a brief moment of lucidity, sent you all to safety as the city began to burn around you. Zonde, in turn, with a gift provided by Odin at the beginning of your adventure, restored Freya to life. And after some discourse of what to do, whether to run or whether to stay, you all chose to make a stand, to proceed to the Crystal Tower and attempt to salvage Seraph's final wish, the God of Light having been rather brutally murdered by the God of Darkness in the opening moments of the conflict. First, though, seeking allies and to potentially save the life of a friend, you all are mid-teleport back to the Oneida, seeking out one Heitler Deus. So, I shift you now back to the world map as the teleport concludes. You all stand outside the Academia Oneida. The sky above you is aflame. Shadow and darkness around you screams and fires everywhere. But from the Oneida itself, for the moment, eerie silence. What are you doing?
Going in?
You enter, and the moment the doors are flung open, various elementals and creatures of all kinds start running out past you and into the streets, paying you very little mind. Zonde steps up next to you. That's not a good sign.
Certainly not. Is Hythlodaeus among the crowd?
Nope.
Oh dear.
Damn it. Hythlodaeus, are you in here?
Where did you last see him?
Library testing chamber. I forget which floor because the dungeon master did not give a floor number.
It was just within the depths. But I know where that is. If that's where you last saw him, he may still be there.
Then let's go. Tarkus, take
Zonde.
point. You're durable.
Zonde also takes point if Tarkus is doing so.
It's out of character. You're durable.
Well, you are. You have a higher armor score than all of us.
That is true, even more than the mighty dragon.
And more hit points. You're like our only tank.
I am the tank, and
Yes.
he will gladly
Be the tank.
go forward. All of you stay close behind me.
Okay. So, Zonde leads the way forward with Tarkus at his side, the rest of you funneling in behind. You head through the hallways, passing a few more fleeing elementals before silence. Empty halls, evacuated, abandoned. And then you begin to hear boom, boom, a crash of something breaking, coming from the library where you had most recently fought the golem.
I think I'd better not have gotten back up.
Going in.
Swirl.
Upon entering the library, the first thing you see is a beam of light just barely miss you, Tarkus, as it goes over your shoulder, having gone wide. And there stands, by the dais, the golem, and an amber demon.
Oh, great.
With two new creatures you've never seen before.
Imps.
Hyperdeus.
Looks like he's taken a few hits.
Hyperdeus looks over his shoulder as you arrived. Ah, perfect timing. I would potentially require some assistance here. And you see the golem take attempt to punch one of the amber imps, who just shifts aside. It looks like it's already taken a hit previously and knows better now.
Right, I forget. Was it me or Zande who did the teleport? If it was me, I should be down some MP.
It was you, so you need to reduce your MP. But as it is right now, we are in turn order and in combat. You have the first turn. You do note that one of the amber imps and the amber demon have taken several hits. They already look a bit weathered. One of the imps looks pristine, and the golem has the same damage from how you left it earlier. Only it seems to be on your side for the moment.
Oh, it's on our side. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I
So,
fortunately don't have enough MP to pop a Hastiga, and I want to conserve our MP restoratives.
Yeah, we probably should. So
that's fine. I was going to open up with a group flame attack anyway.
All right.
as
Go for it.
go,
Bring
mighty
up.
dragon.
I'm just-
Sheets.
Do it.
And while you're doing that, I'll just pop 30 MP to cast haste on myself.
Okay, you can do that. So, take your MP, and I'll give you the status.
Yep, I've already subtracted the 30 MP.
It's a shame I didn't give myself war cry.
Okay. So, Arcane, you're doing flames on everyone.
Yeah.
Alright, position yourself where you want to be, and roll for damage. Which flame spell are you doing specifically?
The one that hits all the enemies, so
That would be Faraga.
Faraga.
Alright.
Or
Place yourself where you want to place yourself on the map, and then roll.
Hmm.
Do you have...
Or another thing I could do, looking at it. I haven't tried that yet, but just make sure I can.
What is it?
Although, yeah, I won't do that. That is not a good idea. So yeah, I shall do Faraga anyway.
Also, that's 40 MP for Faraga.
Yep. The other thing I was thinking of doing, but reading it, Twilight will also affect our party as well, so no.
So yeah, let's not throw everybody into darkness with darkness things to make it harder to hit.
Yeah. Downsides to Twilight.
Twilight is good if you're like launching an ambush or something, or you need to sneak through an area.
That entire line was so confusing. Let's not throw darkness into more darkness, and I'm like getting confused with the person named Darkness.
Let's not let. Okay, so yeah, darkness
Darkness is throwing a
don't.
spell of darkness against the things of darkness, so we will all be stuck.
I'm
in
not gonna do
I'm
that,
attacking the
albeit
darkness!
the darkness!
Arcane, please breathe fire, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Now roll, you lizard.
I give you a listen.
Hey.
Before that, are you
I
moving
was gonna
into a
ask, what is
slightly-
Freya doing? Because I recall she was on Arcane's back by the end, or no?
We'll say for
Issues.
purposes, as you heard the fighting within, she would have slipped off. I'm ready to self.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we will move about here's
Okay.
and pretty much now for the D image.
Damage.
So you're popping your swift cast?
Also,
That's right, yeah, I won't be able to.
Yeah,
It'll be a
before-
slow action.
you know,
Are you not using a swift cast?
No, I'm saving that for later.
Alright, then it's slow action, so that's your turn.
so
Please.
before he throws a fireball, I just got a question. Are all the books still in here?
Yes.
Well, the place
But
is
to be
probably
fair,
gonna
you
burn
see
down
the
anyway.
place. A lot of them are already smashed, have amber crystals jutting through them. There's been a fight in here.
Yeah, I don't think we should be all that concerned about that.
Fire is raining
I
from
just-
the sky. If Araki doesn't get them, something else will.
Yep. Also, I recently had that fight today. That's all.
Yeah, just reminding you, this is all the same day that you you went into the field and did all that. Well,
Oh,
technically, it's night is soon going to be turning to day 3, but yeah, it's been a day for all of you.
Okie dokie.
So who's
Smooth.
up next?
Tarkus,
Tarkus is moving in, moving up to Mr. Amber Demon. Of course, popping Sentinel, so bonus armor. Very
Alright.
nice. Now for Zittle.
I got
15.
15 to hit. I'm pretty sure that hits. Yep.
$110.
110 points of damage, so that is ultimately going to be 60 points of damage to the Amber Demon. So, so you come in, give a slash, hitting it in one of its already open wounds that is burning with astral light. It turns and it hisses at its brand new attacker, noticing all of you enter. Bolter, you've gone unless you want to move, so Fiona and Freya.
Yeah, I'm holding position.
Okay. I was just looking through my sheet for a little bit because I'm trying to figure out my next move.
Fiona, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. I was just looking at mine too. La da 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 da.
As you're sorting that out, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick and
Alright.
maybe get
Yeah.
myself a snack.
Okay, I'm gonna do. Did the fire move that Arcane did that do anything or no?
Hurricane hasn't done it yet. Slow
So
cast.
yeah,
Oh, it's a slow
cast.
action. That's right.
So
Okay,
in these few
so-
seconds that are passing, he's taking a deep breath. You see the flames building in the back of his throat, but he hasn't released them yet.
And then okay, so I'll use Blizzara.
Bizarra.
Quick cast, or you slow actioning?
She doesn't have to. She's a red
I
mage.
fast cast.
I hate red mages so much. Yes, okay. So roll ice damage on all enemies.
Note this. Neothil hates red mages.
No, Neophil very much loves a very specific red mage. Almost MZ the DM hates red mages.
Which we have currently 2, then, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so it's.
Damn.
I just wanted to try out Red Mage, and then.
You know, it's a good thing I didn't make Arcane Red Mage, or he had 3 to deal with.
He'd be very mad. Okay, so it's power.
Uh.
Power times 5. No, 3. Sorry, power times 3. So 15.
For Blizzara. Should be 5.
Blizzara. No, for all enemies, it's 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
that's-
enemies it's 3. Yeah.
Don't confuse me.
I know power is
sorry.
your greatest stat since you're a mage.
Okay, 3d6 plus 15. There you go.
21 points of damage to all enemies. So the ice hits the Amber Demon first, and the Amber Demon will take 6 points of damage from that.
And
As for the Amber Imps, they both take 1 point of damage.
1, 9, 4. Yeah, just testing
As-
the waters, make sure they get hit by magic at least.
As a wave of ice cascades across all of them. I mean, it stings them a bit, but oddly enough, it's the Amber Demon who's bothered the most by it, which is rather strange.
It's apparent the imps are more magically defensive than
Okay.
the demon.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Small wave of ice.
So go ahead, then.
Amber Demon seems to be most affected by at least me using ice magic, or just magic in general, whereas the imps, not so much.
So yes, the imps are more magically defensive than the demon.
Oh, that's nice. I was planning
yeah.
on going after the imps first anyway.
Yes, while Tarkus plays with Mr. Demon over here.
Okay.
Again. Alright, Freya, what shall you do?
No, let's do a backstab.
Alright, which one are you going for?
The one nearest to me, basically the Amber Imp.
That initial Amber Imp, the one closest to you is the uninjured one, the one in the back is already injured. But yeah, you can go in for that. It'll be roll to hit, so 2d6 plus 5 for you.
Wait, 2d6 plus
5.
5.
5? Alright.
Yep.
5.
I keep forgetting this, like, for, It was for, what was it? Yeah, it was for... Okay. 11.
11 hits.
There you go.
Roll damage, 2d6 plus 48, since you get an extra 8 points of damage. First strike. So you move in. The Amber Demon is currently facing the Golem rather than you, so it's not hard to take your dagger and just jam it into his spine.
Yeah, I can just... I don't know why, but I can see her having, like, this very vengeful face.
Creations of Daddy, kill!
Stab, stab, stab.
Stabby, stabby, stabby.
I know your heart's in there somewhere. I will break it.
You,
Daddy.
So 52 points of damage. That will come to 45 points of damage to the Amber Imp.
Nice.
Okay.
So you do a fair bit to it. Like you stick it in the back head, despite it gives out a screech of pain. It knows you're there now. As we go to the allies part of the turn order.
What does
So hi-
Zande do?
Well, first, Hythlodaeus, looking around, very grateful to your intervention, is going to turn to the already injured Amber Imp and begin to cast a spell. That'll be a slow action. The the functioning golem now, as it's so called. It is going... Well, first it heals some of its wounds. You see, like, some of the rocks scattered on the ground from some damage it's taken just float up and begin to reattach to itself. So it's going to heal... just a straight 8 points. So not much, but a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit. And it is going to wander over to the big bastard over here, and it will roll to hit.
The big bastard.
Clobber him. Pop his cocks.
So it's...
Did we ever see any of these during campaign 1?
The imp suit we did.
Not the imps, the actual like amber demon with it.
Not that form, no.
Different variants.
You did
but yeah.
you did encounter true demons first at the Academy City when Animad was doing its thing, and those were basically just direct agents of Diabolos himself. He was working
They were
through
just
those things.
avatars of it, like they look like Diabolos but amber.
Yeah.
But no, this is an independent creature, though it does bear some resemblance to the man. But yeah, the golem just barely hits, and this is just clenching its fist and going to punch down on the demon for... That's 85 points of damage, reduced to 30 points of damage in all. So
Thing's armor is ridiculous.
says Tarkus.
You
And
know,
that just...
darkness. Out of curiosity,
Sunday.
Yeah.
you wouldn't happen to have the melt spell, would you?
I'll double check, because I wondered did I have that?
Because that would be
Because
awesome.
I know I was debating on spells.
If you have it, it'd be awesome.
Yep,
'cause
I do.
Oh, you've got to do that to this thing. We'll annihilate it.
Alright. Zonde is moving in towards the imp that Freya hit, and he's going to take his staff. It crackles of energy as he goes to strike it. 7.
At least it's not a bomb.
That hits. And he's going to do an ability called Disorientate, so that's 15 plus 2d6 points of damage. That's 18 reduced to 11 points of damage to the Amber Imp. And it now suffers for the next round -2 to its accuracy.
Oh.
Speaking thereof,
Enemy
we're over to
attack.
Henry's turn. So we'll start off with the Amber Imp that just got stabbed in the back by Freya and whacked in the face by Zonde. It is going to attempt to claw at you, Freya, since you stabbed it in the spine. So on 3. That is 7 to hit. It misses.
Nah, I guess he was too angsty.
Well, it's a bit dizzy and disorientated from when Zunder hit it in the head, so it has -2 its accuracy. So it misses you, Freya. It just turns around and starts screeching and clawing at you, but you just float backwards a little and you are fine. The second imp is going to position itself behind a nearby bookshelf and begin a slow cast.
Yeah, fuck.
As for the demon,
Who's it more pissed at?
I imagine.
for the
Tarkus.
moment, its attention is going to be taken by the newcomer, so you, Tarkus.
Yep.
And it is going...
I mean, it's insulted by you just interrupting its fight.
I almost tempted to use compel again, but no.
No.
As tempting as it is,
Tom.
it hasn't pegged you as any sort of massive threat to use it or so yet, so it's just going to make a standard swipe against you.
Fine. Be
7,
that way.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Don't tell me. 14 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It also regains a bit of health. So you take 66 points of damage.
Is that before armor?
Yep.
Then I take nothing.
There's a paradigm shift. So it swipes across you and just dings off the armor. And yeah. Also, Tarkus, do you want to roll an extra? In the future, remember to roll an extra dice because you didn't do it last time.
I did.
Yep. You do have that.
I guess you did. Haha. So that's fine. So yeah, it does nothing to you and it snarls and is now pegging you as potentially being a bigger threat.
I am a wall.
Congratulations, you're medieval's Alisire.
There you go. Alright, dragon. Boom, boom.
Actually, it's multiple. There's me, there's also the princess.
No, she could cast.
Oh,
So it's just you, Arcane. Your
okay.
Taraga goes off. Roll for damage. Please.
Kadaka.
The boom boom.
I mean, Bim Bim.
Ah! 11! Plus the damage.
11.
I was-
Nice. 5 and 6.
Yeah, I was so close to max damage.
Not
Again.
quite. Now what is
I guess
plus?
I'm Oogie Boogie just rolling freaking 11s.
So, 11 plus what? What is the full damage?
Well, let's see. Let's give myself a reminder.
Are you doing single target or group?
6 times.
Taraga is always group.
Yeah. And it's 6 times my power, which
What
the
is your
power
power?
is 10, so 60.
So 71.
71 in total.
71 to all. So the imps will take 51 points of fire damage to the imps. There's no particular reaction one way or the other there.
Mm-hmm.
The demon.
And the demon will take. Where am I myself? 56 points of damage
Nice.
to everyone. Alright,
Yeah.
Nice.
now that that was gone, what y'all doing?
Well, I pick casting. Oh,
Go ahead,
The old man
Darkness.
wants to go.
alright. I was gonna cast Melt on the big guy.
Melt. Another slow action? Or you
Yeah.
quick casting?
Slow.
Alright, so following that bit of fire, like you see a few small fires beginning to crop up around and about where, you know, shit's been hitting, so I'll just do a couple of quick multicolored squiggles to indicate where fires are beginning to spread. And you take in another deep breath and you begin to call upon more flames, but this one much more bubbly and magically infused than your last one. Bolter.
Alright, so can I effectively wiggle through between Hythlodaeus Zande and the golem to reach the Amber Imp up there?
Yeah, I'd allow it. There's just about enough room between Hythlodaeus and Zande and the gun.
Then I will go charging that Amber Imp, hammer up in hammer mode, and I'm gonna lay into it with 2 attacks, ignoring its armor.
Hey, the bomb.
Alright, roll to hit.
Alright, so that is the first roll there is a 4 plus 6, so 10 to hit.
Hits.
Alright, second attack is also a hit because that is a 2 and a 4 plus 6, so
Yep.
Does your mighty hammerhead
hits.
knock back?
so this will be 60 plus 2d6 2 times, ignoring armor both times.
So just give me the
Nice.
full damage output from both.
$125.
Oh, that hurts. You just, as it's beginning to cast, you see amber energies swirling around it. You just thwack it once, thwack it twice. It screeches out. It's does it have knockback? Your hammer?
My
Yeah, that's what I
hammer.
wondered.
Let me double check.
Is it considered a heavy weapon?
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have the option to do that. I can only do that once per fight, but considering the rush we're in, yeah, I'm gonna try and interrupt it with a force check.
Make a post force check.
We believe in the dice.
13.
You got a 12. You hit it so hard its spell pitters out. It spins back and it's looking barely alive. It was already hurt to begin with when you entered the fight.
My turn.
Yeah.
Smack into the bookshelf. Ouch.
14.
14 does hit. More damage. That's 106 points of damage, coming up to 56 points of damage to the demon.
I love it when that melt spell goes off.
Write myself the specifics of that. But yes, for now, Freya and Hyone.
Here.
Alright.
I love my hammer. It's so cool.
Spoken like a true Thor.
I mean, it is called Mjolnir.
When the thunder rolls.
Honey, shut up.
And you know, I've been playing God of War Ragnarok lately, so it's even more fitting.
Yay. Awesome game.
I'm about 10 hours in.
Nice.
How'd you enjoy your fight with Thor?
So who's going, Freya or Hyone?
I think I'll go.
Alright. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna slash the imp.
Oh,
Alright,
slashy dash.
Make another strike. So as it's turned around, it's facing you. It's made an attempt. You, as it missed you, you just float back in and just make another stab towards its heart. Go for it.
Mostly because she's like kind of filled in rage right now.
I'm in
danger. Rage.
I hate you, Daddy. And that imp is in danger.
Accuracy, right?
Yeah, +5.
13.
That hits.
Yes.
Lots of damage. +40 this time.
Okay. 2d6 plus 40, right?
Yep.
Ah,
50.
Nice.
So that is going to be 43 points of damage to the Amber Imp as you go in and just stab it again. It's looking a little roughed up. Like you and Zande have been messing this thing up a fair bit.
Yeah, she's angry. She has every right to be.
Yep. Now, you get the general sense that these imps compared to the demon aren't all that tough. They seem very subservient to the big thing.
And how's the Amber Demon looking so far? You said it's like
Rough. He was already looking kind of rough when you came in. He's looking more so now.
because I've been beating him up.
Yeah.
And I burnt him.
You did.
and of course Tarkus would take all the credit, wouldn't like honor anybody else.
But his blade did little damage.
I'm gonna come over here and hit the demon with my book.
Hit it with the book.
Smite it.
So, accuracy
Why is there
check,
something? Why did I imagine something Kai would do?
This is just what
Someone annoys a bonk.
this is what this is what nerds do. Whenever they're insulted, they throw the book at them.
Hey, just Kai just being triggered in the corner. Hey.
Right? Kione is Kai's ancestor.
We'll find out if you survive.
Is that why they're so small?
Dre! Got a problem with short people?
No, not at all, dear.
Uh-huh. So 2d6 plus my accuracy, right?
Yars.
Even though I'm like five.
That, I believe, hits. Let me just double check. Yes, that does indeed hit. Go
Okay.
for it.
And just,
Yeah.
what is it again?
Your mind times 5.
My mind times 5. Okay.
The
What
funny
is your
thing is
mind
that
do?
I'm.
Mm.
The funny thing is that
21.
I'm 5. The funny thing is that I'm 5'6" and my boyfriend's taller than me.
So,
Hey.
same here.
2d6 plus 105.
Wow, thank you, honey.
So 2d6 plus 105. Give me the
Hmm.
number.
Well, damn.
And to be fair, I don't have no control of my biology, dear.
Hang on, my darling little Moogle, you're being so good today.
Give him a lollipop.
I think that's what it is.
Why did I imagine you're stroking him like...
So 116 coming up to
No, she's just petting him on the
109.
palm.
109 points of damage in all as it's reeling from getting stabbed for a second time by Freya. It's starting to bleed quite heavily. You just come in and you just smack it across the face. It does another quick spin in the air. Like its jaw has just been dislocated from its skull.
Ooh.
It's just hanging there. It's not looking good. It's barely hanging in there, much like the other imp. Between the three of you, you have been thoroughly messing it up.
And that's all of us. To the
So we go
allies.
to Hypnodeus' slow action.
What does the Hypnodeus do?
So I need to remove his and so he raises its hand up towards the amber demon, unleashing a beam of light towards it.
The power of light compels.
Two, 5
A do-rag?
minus 15.
Nope,
That's 240 points of damage
Jesus.
as this just colossal beam of light just cascades into the demon. Wait a minute. It takes double from light because it's a demon.
Yep.
I just remembered that. Ouch. So it actually takes almost 500 points of damage as the beam of light cascades into the demon. It screeches out as it is just disintegrated.
Go,
It's
my
dead.
boy!
It is gone.
Why didn't you just do that earlier?
Why do you think it was already really hurt? That's what you got here.
Well, that spell's just been wasted.
No, he
just-
You can
So
still
yeah,
burn.
he unleashes this
you can
burst
still burn
of
somebody.
light. Looks at you, is just like, huh, I appreciate the distraction. And he is next going to turn. Oh, he's going to move slightly away and is just going to consume a potion to get himself up slightly more. It's a normal potion, so that will be plus 175 points of damage.
Will Zonde finish the little imp right there?
Alright, so he gains 175 points of HP back to him as he consumes a normal potion to heal himself. Zonde is also seeing the pathetic state these things are already in, is just going to make a strike. That was nearly a critical success, but not quite. That definitely hits.
Not quite.
So that is 12 points of damage to the Amber Imp. And it's got the staff glows again as I need to roll an opposed force check on it. So for... that is... he rolls an 11, the Amber Imp rolls...
Uh-oh.
a 9. So
Oh.
the Amber Imp is afflicted with Seal.
Ooh.
Cannot use magic.
It cannot. It is looking very unhappy with how things have gone so far.
And the golem?
And
Give
yeah.
me just a second. I'm just trying to find the right thing to use for this token. I'll do. Sure. The golem, meanwhile, is going to wander up to the imp you're fighting, Bolter, and is just going to
Let it.
damp down on it. Yeah, just slap
Crush.
it. Pretty much. So it is going to roll the hit. 6 plus. That's a 12 to hit, so that hits. And yeah, at this point, it just raises a fist, and the Amber Demon goes splat.
Is this the end of EPO? Yep.
The imp is down.
bye bye imp.
We are back to the singular imp that is left. Seeing its friend dead, the big boss man that just got disintegrated entirely, just far easier than the first one you faced. It is going to slightly panic, like it tries to cast a spell, nothing. So, it will...
Try to run.
Yeah, it's just gonna start flying for the exit as fast as it can go. It makes it all the way to the doorway.
That's up to
Charm.
you. And to the party, Erica's
Melt
spell
goes
goes
off.
off.
Well, that's the thing. Would
How
it
do
be
you wanna do
okay
this?
to read?
You just
How do you-
Yeah. I was just gonna say, can I just reject that because it was originally
It's
meant for the
gonna
big
kill
guy,
it.
but-
Melt's
Yeah.
gonna kill it. How do you
Yeah,
want
it's
to do
the only
this?
thing. It's the only target left. So just turn your head.
Well, pretty much
to,
Arcane's eyes does freaking lock on to the fleeing imp, and it's like, not so fast, and just redirects its flame towards it.
And watch
So
it
yeah,
just
the melt
slowly
spell,
melt.
just armor and magic armor aside, as it's going for the door, your head just snaps towards it. Burst of just arcane flame, a ball of just bubbling hot, just death goes straight towards the amber imp. It barely looks towards it in time. It screeches out as it impacts, and its torso melts. Its wings, its arms, its head just kind of fall away and scatter across the floor. And it is extremely, extremely dead. As we shift back to this. Well then, Arthur says as he limps forward a little. Your
you
timing
alright?
is most been better, but I do say your timing is most impeccable. Scarcely had I given the order to have the amber destroyed that these things began emerging.
How much do you know about what's happening?
Well, last I knew you were off to speak with Desande here. Yes, well, things did not proceed as planned. Lunafreya was lost. Ah, I see. Irrecoverably lost?
We can't bet on getting her back, much as I hate to say it.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Hard to imagine I just spoke with her scarcely an hour ago.
I was with her when it happened. We all were.
Well, I have sent my researchers to safety, but if there are more of these things around,
They'll
they
be
will not
appearing.
last long.
They will be appearing wherever there is amber.
And I must tend to them. They will not make it without my assistance, and they have already gained ground on me.
Right.
Diablos lives.
Huh. So that's what that pesky surge of darkness was. I had wondered.
And Lord Seraph is dead.
Yes, I felt that too. Then I would assume you are heading towards the tower.
We are.
My father, my lord's light, yet remains in there. I would much hate to see it go to waste.
That is the intent. We need to release the genomes at the base before the amber can reach and corrupt it fully. We had hoped maybe you'd be able to join and help us with that mission, but if your researchers take priority for you, then so be it.
It is an important task, and as much as I would gladly join you to see my father's final task accomplished, neither can I abandon those who serve under me. Seraph would not smile upon me for that.
Your mastery of his light will lead the others to safety more reasonably.
Indeed. And I'd much rather get them to safety quicker than legs could carry. I'll endeavour to take us straight to the tower. I know not whether Bahamut has been informed. I shall consider myself the messenger.
I doubt anyone will have missed it. Feelings like that will reverberate through the whole world.
Still, I would have him hear it in words rather than vagaries.
Then go. We'll do what we can here.
Indeed. I just finished fixing the error as well. I will have the golem go out into the city and distract any demons it comes across. Perhaps it'll give you some breathing room.
Oh, see, I'm not the only one who assigned that word to those things.
Seems apt.
Hmm.
Well, I shan't keep you. You best be off.
You as well.
Do look after yourselves. There's been enough loss for one day.
We'll do what we can.
Right, well. Big man? The golem just looks down at him obediently. See any more of those little things flying around? Feel free to, consider them your new ore to mine. It nods and just begins to stomp off. And Pup says, I will move you all back to the city map. As Hyperdeus turns to you all, gives you a little coy smile of confidence, and then turns to depart as well, leaving you all alone in this slowly burning down library. The fire is spreading, by the way.
I imagine. All right. We should get a move on then. I don't have the energy for another teleport, so let's go.
Save your magics for when the fight truly needs it.
Right.
So you're all heading out to the city?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, I need to roll myself a d4 now.
Uh-oh.
You've had that in
I don't
character.
like D4s.
Oh god.
D4s don't like you.
No, they don't.
Look out,
'Cause usually
everybody.
I just
when I'm
rolled.
forced to roll them.
I
they
just
always
rolled
suck.
the one option I didn't really want to roll because it's horrible.
Oh no.
Well,
Horrible
Oh,
for
shit.
us or for you?
It's gonna be horrible for everyone.
Uh-oh.
Is it the babies? Is it the dragon kids?
No,
So-
please don't be.
You are all running through the city streets towards the tower, I assume?
Yep.
You make it part way up the first street, and I need you all to roll awareness checks.
Okay.
Oh shit.
$13.
I rolled horribly.
Holy shit, I rolled high.
Aeon's messing with my dice now.
Oh. Yeah, I rolled the same results on my dice as you did.
Oh dear, he's rolled double. But anyway, I rolled 17.
Aeon wants to spend time with you, honey.
Apparently. Aeon, I love you, you adorable little agent of chaos, but
I
now
have
it's
a
not
bad
the time.
feeling about this.
Yeah.
Wait, do I need to roll?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awareness.
Awareness checks.
Awareness?
Oh.
Come on, Freya, you can pay attention to what's outside.
More so than Tarkus can, apparently.
Well, that's kind of obvious for Tarkus.
This is
I
the
don't pay
one
attention,
high awareness I am worried about.
13.
2 13s in a row.
The fact that we're getting so many 13s is disconcerting.
Although I got a 17, so...
Anger and
Oh
hate
no.
are supreme.
Everyone succeeds except for Tarkus.
Ooh.
As I do.
So, as you are running through the streets, you hear a scream. Also, I just got fucking... Hold on. I got kicked out of the roll 20 because sometimes my Chrome likes to hit the back button when I didn't hit it.
Oh no.
But yeah,
Oh no.
you are all running through the streets when you hear a scream. A very childlike scream.
I know.
Marshawn!
Oh.
Oh no.
You see the map?
Yep. Yeah.
No.
Half of it is shrouded in shadow, but I can see it.
And now I can see it. Perfect.
Yeah, a little.
See it?
Scroll down a little
Mine's just okay. Never mind. Found it.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
And
Hurricane.
Hurricane's rushing.
You're proceeding forwards, and a little further down the street, you see, initially, 4 amber imps surrounding Vitra and Varshan. Varshan looks heavily injured. One of the amber imps is just reeling from a bit of fire Vitra just struck in its face, but you are just too late, thanks to that roll, as a second amber imp comes in to Vitra, clamps down onto his neck and rips it open.
Oh.
Oh.
Varshan is immediately eliminated.
Oh.
I rolled a d4 and I rolled a natural 1.
We can't rise him.
Varshan! As another amber imp comes in and makes a single attack against Vitra.
I'm guessing there's no recovering. They're just dead.
Unless you have... well, in an alternate universe where Freya didn't die and you had a true phoenix feather.
Well, doesn't the old man know rise? He's got to save his MP. That's the other.
I know the life spell, but that doesn't save you from death. It brings you back if you're unconscious. If Arshan's throat was ripped out, he's dead.
Yeah, never mind.
3.
Had he rolled had I rolled a 2, 3, or a 4, he would have lived. At least the
You got
first
a
round.
1.
Yeah, that's like the one roll. I was not happy to roll that.
Congratulations, Tom. You killed a child.
I didn't want to kill Varshan like Varshan. God. As he does... Hold on,
Yeah, Arcane's are stuff. There are flames starting to freaking spew from Arcane's nostrils. He is pissed at the sight of that.
Does 48 points of damage to Vitra. As Vitra, just shocked by the death of his brother, the Amber Imp just jumps on and just starts clawing and gouging at the dragon leg. And we are entering combat. It is your guys' go to begin with.
Do you want to go?
Are you
darkness?
abominations? Stay away from them!
Jesus Christ.
Burn them. Burn them, Arcane.
Skills.
Show them
Yeah.
hell.
Hyuna,
Yeah.
you have healing spells, right?
Yeah, I do. I was gonna heal.
Yeah, focus on keeping the baby alive. Balt is pissed too, and he wants to go hammer time.
Yeah.
I am
is Fiona.
so gutted Varshan died. Did it to myself. But...
That you did. Oh, darkness, our old friend. Will you burn them again?
I mean, Arcane's so
Harry.
pissed, he's basically using his only quick cast for this.
Well, it's once
Well,
per
you-
combat.
He's just
so-
snapped.
Yeah, your nephew just died, so what are you casting? As I go to...
I imagine Faraga.
Show me what damage you roll.
Let's check it to see if there's any other group spells I have, but I don't think I do. Let's see. Single target, single target, single target.
I need to go to Rodantal and apologize to a dragon child.
You do.
Yep. Oh god.
Considering which one
Yeah,
you
I
killed,
guess
you have
it-
to apologize to the adult.
Well, right now the other one is alive, but in immediate danger. Surrounded by 4 imps.
Yep.
So, tell me the damage, Darkness.
Yeah. From the looks of it, I only got one actual group damage spell, so Viraga it is.
Is what you do.
So
Good
pretty
quick casting,
much-
so it hits everyone, so just give me the number.
Yep. That would be 64 damage.
64 points of damage, so to 44 points of damage to all the imps as you all come in and you just in a rage unleash fire across all of them.
Are any of them hurt before we got here, or are they all just...
The one currently savaging Vitra had just been hit in the flames by Vitra, with flames from Vitra. So it is a little smoldered, but not awfully much. You tasted the Dragonling's flames before, it's not massive.
Alright, then. Charge!
Yep. 30 MP going quick mode so that I can get haste.
Duh.
Alright.
And I will be doing a different thing after I roll my accuracy.
Okay.
Well, let me get there with
Zero
my
14.
movement before I do that.
Bolton would definitely need to stock up on some MP before we go to the final part.
Duh. So now I gotta do my damage. No, I need that one. And Tom, with this will be Whirlwind.
Whirlwind. What does
Does
this do?
Does half my damage as an AoE attack.
So 53 to both of those imps.
53 to both imps, so...
Stop.
Man.
Can I do that more than once per combo?
That's 46 points of damage to both imps. As you come in and just spin your sword around, leaving a hefty chunk out of both of them. The one on top of Vitra is knocked off. Leaving the dragon, for the moment, clear.
Does not say once per combat, so I can do that as many times as I want.
Indeed. After casting quick and coming up and seeing that, I'll have Baltiel of Vitra. Get behind Zonde, now!
He is staring at the corpse of his dead brother. He doesn't hear you. It doesn't seem to.
Oh, while it's still my turn. So while it's still our turn, instant action, going to provoke this imp up here.
Okay, that one's going to go for you. Good call.
Yeah, he's
What do you
just gonna-
shout at it?
Is he? Diabolos created you? What? Just the excrement of what was left?
Okay.
Oof.
You just see his head, you're like, aww. That seems a little... Don't go for that. Seems like there was maybe some truth to that. Anyway.
There's a truth to it.
Freya, Yone, on you.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Especially after what happened, she sees like the sibling being killed and Vitra being traumatized, feeling its pain and all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can she just go over there and protect the baby from harm?
It would take pretty much your entire turn to get there, but you can kind of interpose yourself between it and one of the imps. Or you can kind of, if you want to go for it, you could put yourself in
the
between
center of
the
attention.
three imps. Like here.
That's a
Might.
great point. Although I used up quite a bit of movement already, that's counted.
Ah.
Yeah.
And how close can I get?
You were about down here, so you're about where you are. You can't sprint because you already
Yeah,
used your...
so the closest is about that.
Yeah.
That's how
About
far.
there.
Yeah,
That's as far as you can go.
I'm gonna risking it, going it.
Alright, so Frey, you just interpose yourself in between... Yeah.
I was moving it.
So was I. That was a mistake. But yeah, you just rush over in front of the dragon, but between the other three imps, just spreading your arms out wide just in a protective manner, just glaring at the imps, daring them to try it.
Yes.
Fiona.
Honey, heal the
Alright.
baby.
I'm gonna heal the baby.
That was adorable.
At least you guys are not. At least you guys are not fighting.
Okay. Move.
the baby.
Move
Bubba
here.
Shake.
Think of the children!
Okay, I'm gonna move here, and then I'm gonna use Kira, and I'll use my fast cast.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Red Mage, fast cast, standard action.
Or quick, whatever it was called, is what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fast
just
cast,
do
you
it.
don't. You don't need quick cast because red man.
You can
I
just
hear the hatred
sheer
for it
disdain.
so much.
So yeah,
Okay.
Skatarma, I don't think you were here, but we've now made Tom severely hate red mages.
Okay.
Oh yeah?
I already did
30.
because of that bloody quick ass bullshit.
Yeah, and the fact that I was really gonna go red mage, but the fact that Noosa Jarmus is going red mage is the reason why I didn't. He would have to deal with 3 if I did.
Imagine triple fast casters.
I would drop
Yeah.
a meteor on you.
Oh no!
No, that's Aeons!
It's
Triple
Aeon's whole
cast. Wait,
shtick.
why is it raining candy? Happy Candy Day, Kipper!
Yeah, this- Aeon lands a meteor, and it's literally just a giant gumball.
Roll 2d6
Umbor Supreme!
plus 105, because I'm focusing on one target.
Ah,
Yes, I
Yeah.
guess,
yeah, this is gonna get beautiful.
All the heals.
and I already deducted my MP, so I'm good.
So 113 back, so Vitra is completely back
Good
to
lord.
full.
Nah. Good lord.
We head to the allies portion of the turn order, and Vitra
What
just
can
kind
the
of
zombie do?
wanders over towards his brother and just sits down next to him. Just kind of starts gently shaking him, trying to wake up.
Oh
Bashan.
my god.
It's okay now, friends are here. Ashan
Tom's making me feel bad.
just lays down and just
You're
lays
supposed
his
to be
head on his brother's
Tearing up.
still body.
And
I've
this is-
ordered
this is
17, that
Hades
wouldn't even
talking,
save
not
it.
Tarkus, so I could feel bad if I want to. On
Sunday, pretty pissed. Cursed abominations! And is going to run in towards the closest imp, the one that killed Varshan, and he is going to
thunder.
quick cast.
He's not a red mage, is he?
With his final destiny point. He doesn't actually have the quick cast property, sadly. What shall he? Yeah, Thundara, because he is a lightning element. So that is 20 MP. So, yep. Which is it's going to be a group target on all of them. So dex times 4, 5, 20. So 25 points minus the armor. So 18 points of damage, lightning damage to all of them. They don't seem to have any particular reaction to lightning. As they are all struck by a wave of electricity coming from his staff. The enemies go. Okay, so one at the very top is provoked by Tarkus, so he is going in for you immediately. 9 plus... That's 14 to hit, so that hits.
Yeah.
That is going to only be 43 points of damage, so it does nothing as it comes in and just tries to claw at you in a just indignant attitude and does nothing.
Dink.
This one back here is going to flap its wings and jump into the air and gain the flight status. So any attempts to hit it will be at -4 from melee. And it's going to go for you, Freya. That's another 14 to hit. Which hits
Sorry
you.
about that.
So, Freya, you take 47 points of damage. What's your armor?
Let me look at the freaking. My armor,
Yeah.
35.
You take 12 points of damage as it comes in and starts clawing at you. This other imp is going to back up a little bit and begin its own. It's going to begin a slow cast aim towards. Yeah, you interpose yourself, Freya, so it's going to slow cast towards you, Freya.
Yay!
The last one, that is that killed Varshan. Going to look at Zonde, grin, and then turn towards Vitra and make a strike at him. Like, clearly taking some sort of sadistic glee in doing so. So that hits. It does 51 points of damage as it claws at Vitra, who doesn't see it coming as it just once again jumps on Vitra and begins clawing. You hear Vitra scream out in pain. Back to you.
All right, that's not okay.
Dragon incoming.
Hurricane, back up a second. I want to do a thing.
Oh,
To be fair, to be fair,
Hurricane's in this enrage mode at the moment. This is the one that ripped out the throat of the other one.
Yeah, I
This
know,
is
I know,
ways
I
to
know.
kill him.
in this case, Bolter, I would say Arcane probably gets priority here because raging Uncle Dragon.
Yeah,
Fair
there's
enough.
no cooperation.
He's gonna
there's-
do what he's gonna do.
All right, go for it. I had a strategy I was going to pull, but fair enough.
Yeah, it's Pseudo Papa Dragon is coming in. I think he's just going to rip and tear. Look, he's the Doomslayer.
Yep. Oh, that all the other dice. It bounced off the other dice out of the thing. Physics. So that would be. See. Ah, there it is. Unfortunately, a 9.
A 9 to hit. That just hits.
Oh. Yeah.
These are little
Wow.
scrawny shites.
Yeah. High hop. Skipped a beat there.
Oh, these are not very powerful, and you sense they're not exactly on your level.
So just roll for damage. God damn, this is gonna hurt.
Like, yeah, the original Amber Imps were, like, designed to be, like, appropriate for a level 4 party when they come in swarms of, like, dozens. Like, for the stat blocks I did up for Campaign 1, at least.
You've fought them a couple times now. I feel very comfortable reading that. These Amber Imps are about level 7.
Alright.
Yeah, let's see what I get. Okay, so that's 56 of No, yeah, 56 points of damage.
56 points of
Excuse me.
It
damage.
also
so-
has Field Touch, so does that go off at all? Or
So yeah, hold on. So 49 points of damage in all. Roll an opposed force check.
okay. Oh boy. Just imagine he's just rushing in and just want to get this thing away from
Yeah. Vitra.
sibling. They're still alive. Okay. So that's 12 force, did you say?
Just
Or
roll your
finesse?
force.
Yeah, so that's
Force.
12.
It rolled an 11.
Ooh!
It is silenced.
All right. All right, so with that, Malta will come around and with a just furious battle cry, I'm going to make 2 attacks, and on the second one, I want to try and use my knockback effect to knock it off the road.
Alright.
Off the road.
I imagine these are like if you're basing this off of the Amarat I know, then these are like huge-ass falls here in these blue spots.
The buildings, actually.
Oh. Well,
Walls of surrounding buildings.
I see. Either way, I still wanted to try and knock it. My original plan had been to like knock it through the gap between Zonde and Tarkus so that Arcane could grab it and then those two could form like a wall to keep it from getting back at the kid.
You could knock it into a wall or into the alleyway.
Well, either way, I gotta smack it twice first. So first attack roll is not particularly good. That is a 9.
Just hits.
All right, and second hit
Like
is
me.
significantly higher. All right, so that will
Yes.
And it ignores all armor, I know, so just roll with the maximum number from both hits.
I'll just save us some time. It's 4d6 plus 120. 133 damage.
Alright, so you come in and you're knocking it back still?
Yep, I would still like to do that.
So, yeah, like you're playing golf, you just whack it off of Vitra into the air, and then as into the air, you hit it again, just down towards the pavement as it goes rolling into the alleyway.
That don't even need to make a force check. All right.
I'm just letting you have it.
All right. All right,
These
and
things are
with whatever is left of my movement, I want to put myself between us.
You can do
'Cause
that.
how is it
Alright.
looking at the moment? Because it took a nasty beating.
It's just it's just on the ground squirming. Just, did anyone get the number of that bitch?
Oh, hello, Scotland Mel predecessor. Did anyone get the number of that bitch?
18.
Thank you.
I love that scene.
That's great.
Same.
Alright.
Who's
Who's
turn
next?
is it?
Tarkus, Freya are here. Nate, what are you?
Build a wall.
You know what?
Uh,
Let's see here. Yeah, this should still be in.
Oh,
decent
you're merging with,
range. No, I'm just sitting right next to her, and I just look back. He just moves a little bit between. Looks at Freya. Hey, Freya.
So you can, like, ears? Just because you are covering
Hold
up
on a
her
minute,
total-
Darkness. He's trying to talk to Freya.
I was like,
Hush.
Ah.
this is Freya. Duck. And does the spin attack again.
she just then ducks.
I mean, that's only going to hit the one, isn't it?
No, it should be all within a short range.
Wait,
Oh yeah, there's one behind you. Sorry.
yeah. I see, you're hitting these two, aye.
I see. Okay, so rolls to hit.
102,
hit.
cut that in half, and that's
So 51. So
to both of them.
44 points of damage to both. As Freya ducks down, you spin around and strike both with your big anime sword. Freya, on that note, what are you doing?
Is it okay if I go for the one that was doing that slow attack?
Sure.
All right.
Take offense
Uh,
to Tarkus right now.
Take offense.
Yes.
Why?
What do you do?
Keanu's gotten tossed, thrown, hit from Tarkus. As soon as like Freya, it's like, oh, you actually give her a warning. Fuck you.
No.
Okay, all those times.
No.
To be fair, Hiona, you're short enough that he wouldn't need to tell you to duck.
That's not my point. That's not my point. My point is that he gives fair warning for her, but not for me. He doesn't need to tell me to move when he tosses me aside from a table.
Well, in fairness,
I don't want to hear no excuses. Go ahead.
Let me keep things on track, guys.
Should we do something
Right,
about this?
go
It feels
ahead.
oddly domestic. Are we complicit if we say nothing?
Freya is going in to stab. So, you move your way to the Amber Imp. Are you stabbing or are you using a spell?
Oh, actually, I just remembered. I can charm it.
If you charm it, its spell target will shift so that it's helping us, which could be good to keep the baby alive.
Yes.
Charm it is!
All right.
It's a slow cast, so...
Oh, wait.
Huh?
So that will be 40 MP from you as you begin to cast Jump.
So I take it she doesn't have a way to quick cast, or she already used that?
She doesn't have quick cast.
Ah.
She has backstab. Because she is an entertainer, not a mage.
Cool.
And that just leaves Hione.
Just gonna continue my roll and just heal.
Same spell?
No. I just do so. It's 21, so. They do cure, just because he doesn't have that much MP to begin with.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna remind her that she has kids.
What?
Sister in the background.
Okay.
That's a weird thing to just randomly hear.
Yo, Tiamat, you got kids, one of them's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna do cure.
Alright.
So it's 42. So roll 2d6 plus 42. Yeah.
51, that's exactly what you needed to get him back to full.
Yeah, I just didn't see the real.
So once again, you run forward, your book's open, you recite necessary incantations, and your ice-tinted magic swirls around Vitra, and he is rejuvenated from his wounds. Kind of sat there in complete shell shock.
There you go.
To the allies' turn, Vitra is laying there. Zonde. Actually, hold on. Vitra. No. No, he's just laying there in shock, just given what happened. So, he is begin to slow cast towards this one. For 7 MP. Which brings us to the enemy's turn. So, the Amber Imp slow cast of Faraga goes off.
No.
Oh, so it's going to be to everyone, so power times 6 plus 2d6. That is going to be magic armor wide 65 points of damage. So it is very good, Hiona, that you healed Vitra, as As quickly as he's healed, once again, he is hit by a ball of flame for 65, just straight up, because he is a little dragonling. Down to 35, that would have killed him if he wasn't healed. So good job. Fiona, you saved him. And the rest of you will take 65 minus your magic armor.
I've already applied it. My magic armor is 50, so 15 to me.
Alright. So Zande will take 60. Tarkus, what's your magic? Tarkus, what's your magic armor?
Magic. Ah, damn it, wrong button. Magic armor.
65.
So you take nothing. Kione will do you next because you take double from this, if I'm not mistaken.
To fire, yes.
Yeah, so you take 130 points of damage minus your magic armor.
So 50.
So he only takes 50 points of damage as the fire just washes in and burns against you as you feel just some parts of you just begin to slough away. Arcane?
43.
43. So Arcane, you take 22 points of damage. The Amber Imp, then seeing you, Freya, start incanting something towards it, just sauntering over as you are, is going to attempt to just hit out at you. That is 14 to hit, so that'll hit. That is 44 points of damage. What's your armor? Harry is muted. Oh dear. So the sister.
35.
Okay. Good. So you take 9 points of damage.
Ha!
Alright,
Roll
the one
these
that is flying is go. Oh, there was also another spell going off, wasn't there? From one was that?
It was towards. Oh, yeah, what wasn't it? Or Freya? What did I say?
The one that was flying did that. Or was it this one? Was it this one? I swear there was a second one that was casting a spell, wasn't there?
I don't recall there being a second one that was casting any spells.
Well, in that case, I'm going to assume that it wasn't. Otherwise, I'm going to look back at this footage and realize I'm an idiot. So this one is going to fly back here and begin casting its own spell towards you, Hione. That's going to cost 15. The one that is flying is going to begin. It's also begin its own slow cast.
Oh, God.
It's going to float back over here. The one that is here is going to attempt to escape. Alta, roll on a post finesse check with it, if you please. Since you're the one so close with it.
That one deserves to die.
The one
11.
that killed Roshan. 13 as it slips away.
Damn it!
Okay. So, we, I believe, are now back to the party.
Alright, so remind me, these things are more susceptible to magic attacks, right? Or is that no?
These are more susceptible to physical.
Alright. Then I'm not going to blow any MP on that. But all I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I'm going to come over here.
Okay, to that Stokecaster.
And I'm going to try and whack it. Though I recognize that this will be a pain in the ass on the grounds that it is flying. So these rolls only have a +2 bonus.
Can you only do the knockback once per combat?
I can only do that once per combat.
Alright, so this won't stop the slow cast.
Alright, first strike does not hit.
What was it?
It was a 7.
Yeah,
Pretty sure that
misses.
doesn't hit. Pretty sure these things have an
misses.
avoidance of 9.
Yeah, because it's flying, so you get the -4. So you go to strike and it just flies over it.
Ah, just miss 8. Unless that is their avoidance.
No, 9. So 1 strike, 2 strike, it is just dancing around, it blows a raspberry at you.
That you say this one's doing a slow cast?
That one and this one over here. Two are doing slow casts.
Yep.
Which one's more?
I wish
hurt?
you luck if you can knock one back.
The one that looks most hurt right now is the one fighting Freya.
But that one's not casting a slow, is
How
it?
about this one?
If you park yourself there, you could do another whirlwind and get them both.
And the other two look about the same.
Hmm.
I don't know if I can do knockback with whirlwind though.
You can't. I mean, you're using a blade weapon, aren't you?
No, mine's considered huge.
Ah. Let me see here. Let me double check
Yeah.
a thing. Whirlwind, where is that? Whirlwind.
Or it's not whirlwind, cyclone. I think it's called. Sorry.
There it is. Cyclone. By activating Cyclone, your next physical attack will... Okay, so you can use knockback with that. Because it just converts your next attack.
Okay. So let's try it.
So
Aye.
that's a 17, that hits. So roll your damage, and then we'll do the opposed force.
103, so that's
That's a
51 to both.
51 to both, so ultimately 44.
How are we doing hackers? Oh no, that is. And then force is 8. $14.
14 is the force.
Yep.
4, 8, 12. So, yeah, you knock both back a little bit, and
Slow
it's
action.
yeah, the slow action is lost. Congrats on that one, but the other one is still going. As we go to Freya and Hyune.
Okay, hasn't done anything yet, but wait.
Not gonna lie. Can I just say something?
Do you want?
I was gonna say when you backed up the imp, and I was gonna let Freya just grab it by the tail and just stab it, just being like coward.
Go for it.
Wait, didn't... what happened to Freya's slow action, the charm spell?
Ah!
Oh.
That does go off. So yeah, as it's knocked back, we'll do that now. And it goes off, you give it a little wink. Pink energies go towards the amber imp. Make the opposed finesse check.
I believe.
Roll well.
It did
Maybe
not.
don't.
So yeah.
It didn't work, or
Oh, you're rolling finesse, it's an opposed.
oh.
Yep.
Apparently the
Have
imp
you-
rolled shit.
Hmm. And if you don't like your roll, you could always put an extra dice to it if you have the destiny.
Someone hold back
Honey.
Aeon.
Aeon, it's time for a timeout. I give you a lollipop.
Honey, you're literally gonna spoil the kid.
Spoiled,
Hey.
already spoiled.
Exactly.
Honey, I hope you don't do that to our kids.
I mean, that would
No.
depend.
No.
No, you leave that to us. We spoil your kids.
Are we looking a little far into the future here?
11.
Yeah, easy. It rolled a 6. So it takes hold as the Amber Imp. I don't think it's immune to it. It is decidedly not immune to it. The Amber Imp looks at you. Goes, Mistress, what do you want me to do, Mistress? Anything for you, Mistress. And you now command it.
Jesus.
And it's in a slow action, if I recall. So for
No,
energy
that one
command,
wasn't. It was the other one that was in a slow action over here. And this one is also
I
in a slow
thought you
action.
said two were. Ah,
The one that's flying is. This one hit Freya.
And now
But yeah,
Freya,
so-
and now Freya has a her full turn still.
Yes, you do.
In which I think Freya's like, betray your brethren.
I will definitely do that on my turn order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, now for the dragon and the owl.
Yep.
I mean, Freya can still act.
All right.
That was a slow action. So, what do you want to do for your standard action, Freya?
How about... Oh my god, I don't know which one to stab. Which one has more? Which one has more? Health?
The one that's flying, and the one that's flying is also casting a slow action, casting a spell, and it seems to be glancing at all of you.
And there's also a -4 if you try to hit it because it's flying.
Yep.
So it would be harder to hit.
Which one is casting the spell?
The one that's flying and harder to hit. That's why it's flying.
The northern one.
Yeah,
Lark.
Ah.
it's one with the wing icon.
One that bolt and missed twice.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack this one.
Go for it. Roll to hit. So you go running in towards it.
Slicey, slicey.
Okay. It was for accuracy, right?
Yep, it's a +5. And this is technically your first stab of this combat, so it'll be backstab.
11.
That hits. Roll 2d6 plus 48.
Ooh.
Okay.
50 points of damage to the Amber Imp as you go in and give it a quick shtick. It's looking hurt. Arcane, Hione.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let our-
I will say it's
go.
a shame that I can't have the cover effect upon this dragon because I imagine Hurricane's trying to shield him.
Well,
But
he's
instead,
looking very... Vitra is looking very hurt again. And
Yeah,
another
so-
strike will probably finish him.
so pretty much he is in full protection mode and also gives a potion.
Okay. If you give him a potion, go ahead. That'll be plus 25 to his hit points. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Why did I imagine it being flavored like Aeon? Like,
I
like Aeon always has.
What would that taste like?
Mm.
Do you want to know?
Have you ever? I imagine it would taste kind of like sheep wool if you've ever licked that.
Oh,
Sarah Kane has given
I
a
have not.
potion to Vitra, which leaves just you, Hione. So you've got...
Again.
You absolutely can, because you've got Vitra there, still hurt, and you've got the Amber Imp about to release a spell.
My inner healer is saying to heal, so must heal.
Must
Touch
heal.
the baby.
Protect the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Protect the child. Like we
Not
protect the
protect-
Google.
Demons, no harming the child. Damn
So-
imps.
No
like
touching
you
the
protected
child.
Moogle, like you protected the grandma.
So just a cure spell.
Yeah.
I won't have you roll. Your base healing will just be enough to get him back to full. Probably no.
Oh, okay.
Nope, not reduce.
No, not reduce.
You meant to save me.
He's suddenly zombie.
Oh no. So Vitra is back to full. Between you and Arcane. Which leaves us back to the allies' turn as Vitra kind of just, after being hit for the second time, just now adrenaline really kicking in, replacing the shock, is going to look towards the flying imp and is going to begin a slow cast. As you see flames begin to build out the back of his throat.
Oh, Vreeter's attacking? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Survival
I need to set
instincts are kicking in.
I need to set myself to do not disturb on Facebook real quick because I just got a ping from my brother.
As for Zonde, he is going to go up to the flying amber imp and he's going to attempt to seal him. First he needs a hit. So the magics of seal crackle around his staff. He goes into back in. So he'll have a -4 to this. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he rolled 10. So he hits, and now he needs to. So the imp will take damage first.
Ah, what
So
the fuck?
15 points of damage to the imp.
What the fuck? What the hell is happening?
Huh?
For no... What the hell?
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh,
hold
no.
on a second. For no discernible reason whatsoever, my cursor lost control of itself and decided that it would be a fantastic occasion to try and open my bank account. Like it just locked onto the shortcut on my screen that goes to my bank account login screen, and I couldn't move it.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, it is. And I had to close the whole damn webpage. Okay, I'm still only in player mode, so not a problem there. All right.
Oh please, I had enough of people hacking in the ship for
Alright.
this week.
Aeon, no spending money
So-
on anybody else's accounts.
I somehow
Suppose-
doubt it was a hack.
that's
I think it's
checking.
just my mouse starting to, die. It's an old one.
Oh dear.
So Zonde rolls very high. So 12, 16.
I've been in this
The
fight
imp-
for a while.
There's a few things to kill in there. The imp fails, so the imp fails to cast its spell as it is afflicted with silence, or rather seal. The spell dies, and it is back to the enemy's turn.
Denied.
Charmed Ellen up first.
Yep, so the charmed one is going towards the flying one, as so commanded. It is going to attempt to make a slashing attack. It hits.
Oh.
39
Good.
points of damage to that imp. And both the remaining imps, seeing the battle very much not going in their way, are going to attempt to flee. So first, Bolter, make another close finesse. I guess the one you're fighting.
14.
You win that time, so it goes to flee. You kind of just grab onto it, like, get the fuck back here. So it is going nowhere. The second imp, Freya, making a post finesse.
And finesse, right?
Yep.
Seven.
Oh no.
Matches. Roll again.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Come on, higher number to 7.
Whatever God can hear me. Please.
Aeon.
Nadio Diabolos.
Aeon is your god. There you go.
No!
Oh no, there's a critical fail.
Oh!
So, you, as the other imp, this is why Aeon should not be your god.
He is very irresponsible as a god.
So the amber imp goes to flee. You try to grab onto it, Freya. It's not only do you fail to grab it, it's just going to basically kick out at you and just kick you in the face. So you're just going to take normal amount of damage it would deal. Just straight up, unmitigated this time, because it's got critical failure. It rolled the lowest amount of damage you can do, so you just take 42 points of damage. Straight up. As the amber imp successfully flees. That
And you can
leaves-
just hear her. You can just hear her say under her breath, "Coward."
Back to your turn. And yeah, there are 2 left. 2
Alright.
have fled.
All right. Well, as it is, doing the melee attacks did not seem to work so well last time. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to snap my hammer into staff mode with my first standard action, and I'm going to blow the last of my MP to cast Thundara as my second standard action.
Ooh,
This one
a
ignores
single demon.
magic armor.
Yep, because I'm in staff mode now. So
Are you
this
hitting
will-
the charmed one?
No, the flying one.
No.
Just the flying one. Okay.
Yeah, a single target. I don't have enough MP for Thundaga. This is just Thundara. So this will be
And roll
50,
damage.
50 plus... Wait, no. 55 plus 2d6. Ooh, that's max damage. 55 plus 12.
So yeah, that is 67 points of damage to the amber imp. It's looking rough.
Alright.
Go
And
next.
that is my turn.
Big man, do you want to cut its head off?
Coming through.
While you're rolling to hit and damage, I'm going to go to the toilet. So I'll be back.
Okay.
I think I need to go myself. Be back.
I'll wait until they're back before I go to hit the restroom, because I have to pee again.
Bathroom break.
I drink a lot of water.
Damn, it was almost a crit.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Would be nice, but at least this one's not being halved.
Okay.
Pretty sure 19 hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even,
I think
even,
so.
even with the -4.
I return and yeah, that hits 19.
102, and that's not halved this time because I don't have to use the AoE.
So 102 minus 7. 95 points of damage. Hanging in there. It's
Still alive.
it's 2 points from single digits. Yep. So who wants to finish this sucker?
I'm pretty sure Arcane should get that right, but he's not.
Arcane.
Darkness went to pee when you went to pee.
For sick.
And since the Dungeon Master's back, now I'm going to pee, because I drink a lot of water.
Oh, God. Darkness needs to finish it, and he ain't even here to finish it. Yeah, Oh. Peony, for you two doing anything, bearing in mind that Darkness is probably the one who should be able to finish this, considering.
I'll wait till darkness gets back to like make a decision.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him as well.
Alright. That is. So, yeah, dragon died. That was unfortunate. Speaking of, I need to roll another d4 while we're doing this. In case. Actually, make it a d20. 50-50.
I thought I put in do not disturb. Why you text me?
Okay. My d20 rolled a 19. That is noted.
Why does people text me at the wrong time? Ah!
I'm back.
Alright, I'm still waiting on darkness. I just rolled. Well, I was going to roll another d4, but I rolled a d20 instead because it. For purposes. And I rolled a 19.
Okay.
I haven't told you why yet. But yeah.
I'm somehow getting the impression that it might take more than one more session after this one to wrap this up, considering how long this fight took.
Longer than I thought, but we'll see. Depends on how long darkness takes to go for a pee break.
Baba!
If it's not water. It's...
Knowing our luck, he wound up getting recruited to go to, like, I don't fucking know, the bread store and buy donuts.
Isn't it like freaking past midnight for you guys right now?
Yeah.
So yeah, who buys donuts in the middle of the night?
I would not put it past him.
Koopa.
I would not put it past darkness.
And I would go with you. I will take you.
I wanna go to the grocery store, Koopa.
Oh my god, this.
It'd be a
I'm
train
getting
wreck.
the keys. Let's go.
Be a
But
train
while we're
wreck.
waiting, considering I just rolled what I rolled, Peony, can you make an awareness check, please?
Da.
But also, why did I imagine me just grabbing Aeon, just going like, let's go, we're going to the grocery store.
Yay!
Going away from all the sad shit happening here.
Oh my god.
Dead
The little
child.
booster seat.
Booster seat.
Can't fit in the passenger seat.
I'm a dragon, so I can fly.
I thought Arcane
Fairness.
was a dragon.
Black Dragon Productions is my freaking username.
That's not what I see when I'm in here.
Dragon.
When I'm in Chronicles of Eno room, all I see is Ari/Kayana. So,
Alright, at 12, was that your awareness, Peony?
Yeah.
That meets the DC.
What I miss?
We'll get to you in a
Everything.
minute,
We're
Darkness.
waiting for
We're
you.
all waiting on you.
Well, I
But for
had
the
to go to the
moment,
bathroom.
yes. But Hione, as you're in the midst of this fight, you are not so distracted that somewhere you feel a little tug as some kind of link to creature you know is severed.
Is what?
Oh no.
Some kind of link you didn't know you had to a creature you know is severed.
Oh shit.
bartender.
Oh,
Bartender.
great.
Arcane?
Let's go back to.
Apparently, Tom got bored and decided to kill off somebody in the background.
It wasn't because
Oh,
I was
God.
bored. You can roll a nature check if you want to try and figure out what exactly it was. Well, Arcane, that lost Amber Imp is barely hanging in there. It's on 11 HP. Do you want to finish it off?
Yeah. All I would say is Bolter better than get out of the way, because he's still in proper mage mode.
Go nuts.
Yeah, while he's doing that, Hione, if you can roll a nature check if you want to figure out what exactly it was you felt.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, you do that. I really will. Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely hits.
Yeah, as you see Arcane just running in for the kill, you are
Yeah.
distracted as you focus in on what was just severed, and you realize it was indeed the death of Alban, the ice elemental bartender, and your sibling. And even as you as you instinctively look towards the horizon where you know Deity's Rest to be, you see smoke beginning to rise into the air.
Oh no.
Darkness rolled a hit.
I did. And that clearly hits. He is fucked.
Oh, what was it? Hey, he's looking at you.
Yeah, that's a 12. There's no...
12 to hit. How do you want to do this?
Well, Anakin's washing over and his jaws come clumping down where his head and shoulders are, and just pretty much does the T-Rex scene in Jurassic Park and shakes him about, tearing him apart.
Indeed.
Damn.
Like the T-Rex, you rip this thing apart, bringing us to an end of combat, as all that's left is this last Amber Imp obediently waiting for you to finish it. Who wants to
Which
do it?
Arcane is keeping eyes on that.
Who wants to finish the last Amber Imp? I'll just let you just behead it or
I
something.
mean, Aracane's just
No.
fixated on these things, and he sees the other one flying around casual. He immediately goes after it.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him have it.
Alright, so barely finished with the next one. You stare towards the next one, your mouth still covered in just demon ichor and blood, and just do
Pounces
much
on
the
this
same.
one and just slams it onto the ground with his front leg.
It doesn't even resist. It just you finish it. And you are left here. The city still aflame. Hione, you felt your fellow creation of ice perish somewhere within Deity's Rest Inn.
Really?
Varshan is dead, and Vitra is letting the flames bleed away from his maw. He turns and sits down next to Varshan once again.
Kiana's just gonna fall to her knees.
So you
Target.
take this emotional moment, have to pause a moment.
I'm gonna let Freya go to her.
Tarkus is also seeing this and running her way. Just this.
Running.
What's wrong?
If I felt... I felt my brother perish.
Brother. Bartender?
Yes, I can see the smoke coming from there.
Bastards. Just goes and just tries to be like gentle and pet her head.
She just kind of flinches. I'd recommend you not touching me.
Are you touching her, Tarkus? Anyway?
I would,
But he said he was like patting her on the head or something.
Alright, so physical
Yeah.
contact. Here, only make an awareness check as he makes contact.
Okay.
oh no.
As you hiss that at him, you feel a strangely familiar aura about him, and as you look, you see what wasn't there before. The small brand of a snowflake on his helmet.
It's just a small, like, snowflake brand, that's it.
Looks like it's been, like, freezer burned into his helmet.
She notices it. She's just not sure what to say about it. Getting the notifications in my ear.
Yeah. So sounds busy. I'll stop those.
Mm-hmm. No, it's my fault. I need to turn them off on my end.
She snaps, so he takes his hand away and still just kneeling in front of her.
I'm fine. I didn't have much of a relationship with him anyway. It just feeling that's link severed is just hits me in a way I've never felt before.
He will not have died in vain. As long as we accomplish our mission and you can return to where you belong.
I appreciate that. But I think you need to pay more attention to someone else has a little bit more of an emotional attachment to their sibling than I do.
For purposes, before we shift to Vitra, just because you no longer have a reason to go there, somewhere further in the city, in the Deity's Rest Inn, Alban's icicle form begins to melt into the floorboards, surrounded by 2 dead amber imps, a dead customer, and 1 amber imp limping away, barely alive.
Well, at least he made the demons work for it.
But back with you all. Vitra is sitting by Varshan. Arcane will say is currently just fuming over the corpse of the imps he just slaughtered in vengeful enactment.
I'm gonna let Freya go to him.
Balta too.
Did you mean I think Freya meant Arcane.
Ah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Freya, you go to comfort Arcane. He doesn't seem to respond much at the moment. Balta?
Are you alright, Vitra?
Varshan isn't waking up. Can you help?
I'm so sorry, but this is beyond anyone's power to heal.
He doesn't say anything. He just looks down at his brother's bloodied corpse. Eyes glassy and staring out at the demon sky.
I would like to try and use the last 6 of my MP to use Cure, not to try and bring the body back. I know I can't do that, but to just repair the damage done to it. if you'll allow that.
I'll say we'll call this intuitive magic, shall we?
That's the idea, yeah.
Yeah. Your magic washes over him, the blood staining his scales fizzles away. The wound in his neck doesn't so much close than it tidies because there is so much that can be done for a still cadaver. But you do take the moment to close his eyes as well. So if one were to ignore the wounds on his neck, it's like he's sleeping.
I'm afraid that's all I can do for him.
Arcane, as
Yep.
you come to
I'm
from
back.
your
He's
rage?
heavy breathing and pretty much flames are sparking out a bit.
You see Freya just rubbing your back. Balta talking with Vitra away. A short way from that, Yone is on her knees in grief and being attended to by Tarkus. Zande is just currently keeping a respectful distance.
I'm going to lift my head and look down that alleyway we're next to. Are there like any fleeing civilians or survivors down that way?
Empty.
Anywhere else?
Corpses, the flames, yourselves, that's all you see. There are screams still, sounds of fighting elsewhere in the city, echoing throughout the streets, but in your immediate vicinity, all is quiet.
Damn it. Vitra, I need you to listen to me.
Uh-huh.
It's not safe here. But we can't escort you out of the city. Our work ahead is too important. I'm so sorry. What you need to do is you need to move south. You need to flee. If you see any more of those creatures, you hide. Try to find another group of people, another group of survivors. Stick with them if you can. They'll keep you safe.
I can help with that. I can send him from the city.
All right.
But no, my brother, Mama, Uncle Arcane.
He heard that and he walks over out of his rage. The right. You have to go. I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner. Besides, I need you to go back to your mother and tell her what happened.
I'll go someplace real high and I'll roar, and she said she'd find me if I do that. So,
I'm
can
sure she
Varshan
would.
come with? No. My spell works only on the. My spell is best used for the living. I could send Varshan with you, but could you truly carry him? Would he want you to give your life so fruitlessly? No, I don't.
Hurricane walks up to and pretty much leans down for like a facing hug and comfort.
He nuzzles you back, and
You
you
need to
feel
be strong
tears
now.
matting your scales.
You need to be strong.
I will. I'll be strong. I'll grow to be big and strong like you and Mama, and then I won't let any other demons hurt people like hurt Varshan. I'll be big, I promise. I'll be strong.
I don't doubt that. Live and grow. And remember, even though you can't see him, he will always be with you. Or will. Archant will always be with you.
Vitra gives you a nod, turns to stare at Varshan's body look at his brother's features one last time as Sunday gently takes a hold of his staff, places its tip upon Vitra's back, and casts Chivalry for 1 MP. As Vitra vanishes in a flash of light, like you yourselves so recently experienced, sent far from the chaos of the city, leaving Varshan behind.
I avenge you, Varshan. I will murder every blasted imp, every damn fucking abomination in this city. To my final breath. And then someday, there will be those who will be strong enough to defeat the God of Darkness. Even if I'm not there to witness it. I will not lose faith in this world and all those who care for it.
Come. We will not honor his memory standing here. The city still wants for saving.
So,
Let's get this over with.
While we're transitioning, I'm going to make a quick bathroom break. I will be quick, I promise.
Alright?
okay. So, as you are moving on, are you heading to the tower, or is there anywhere else you want to go first?
I mean, I do kind of feel like it would be nice to try and go to the
Yes.
places we've been to before to try and help people, but at the same time, I don't know if we have the time for that.
Things are getting serious, and the fact that we have lost 2 important characters already. It's quite a difficult decision. I mean, we are here, and we've pretty much been, I'm guessing, here, and also, is this the tavern area or something?
The blue one is the Academia. We just left there a bit ago.
Oh. Which was the tavern that...
Tavern's the purple one.
There's a
Yeah.
legend in the top left, you dingus.
The place that we haven't been to then is Dara's Supply, I don't think.
Sorry, my...
And just because you never been there and you won't have an opportunity to now, I'm just going to reveal where Zande's quarters were to complete the map. For Shii's sake.
Assume out of the map.
I see it on the legend. I don't see it on the map yet.
Oh, you will.
Oh, there it is. There's a little void.
And Critical Walls decided to have a glitch. There we go.
Welcome back.
You're currently deciding where to go. You can go straight to the tower, or you can go somewhere else. It's up to you.
I vote straight to the tower.
Tower.
Yeah, Arcane wants to this over with because he's filled with emotions right now.
We do not have the time to be wandering around everywhere. So yeah, tower.
Kione, Ari?
Keone is
Yeah,
just
tower.
depressed. She's not really saying anything.
I will
That's
say,
okay.
Following.
Sunday.
anything-
Sorry, go.
yeah. All I was gonna say was, while they were walking towards the tower, Arcane does glance at Rhea, noticing that she comforted him and doesn't say anything though. It's just not going through his mind.
Wow.
There was a brief smile, but that was it.
As you're all making haste towards the tower, deciding, put your mission first and foremost. Everyone make awareness checks.
Oh god.
Okay.
Okay.
If I do that, I just reactivate my webcam.
Critical failure.
If it loads, there we go.
You are too focused on
Oh.
your duty as things stand right now.
You said awareness.
Oh Christ! That's a critical success.
Bubba!
Failure on Tarkus.
8.
Wait,
What
we have
is
2
going
critical
on?
fails?
God damn.
What is going on?
Once again, you just.
What the heck?
Honey, Aeon is running loose again.
I can roll dice to get out. No.
So shorten the leash. Got it.
Grab him by the palm.
He squeezes out.
Mm.
I do
Oh,
one of
dear.
those retractable leashes for him.
Sajamas, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Things are just falling and dying.
Wow.
Aeon, what is with the
And-
mischief today?
Aeon, I was gonna take you to the grocery store to get you something, but now I don't know.
Well,
That's it. Aeon, you're on the naughty step. Time out.
My own fault. I was being a dumbass.
well, as things stand, most of you,
Yeah.
none of you really notice it except for you, Hione. So,
I rolled a critical success.
oh, you got a success. Well, Arcane, you noticed it too. Hione and Arcane, the rest are focused on their mission. The two of you who have experienced a loss in the last 10 minutes, Alban and Varshan, are the most keenly aware of what you are leaving behind as you all notice smoke begin to rise from Dara's supply. As right there, right now, Dara is crouched down, blade in hand, looking at an injured amber demon. Come on then, you son of a bitch. Ignore that stuff. She makes a rush, stabs into it, gets a bit of blood before being grabbed. Demon squeezes, and she goes still.
Oh.
As any chance to save Dara and her people is lost.
Can't save everyone.
And I will reveal now that when I rolled that d20 earlier, that was deciding who would die first, Alban or Dara. You had a chance to save one. Now you don't.
So we didn't save either, so we're assholes.
We have a mission.
We're assholes.
We're put in an impossible situation here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's
So,
I mean, Tarkus was always an asshole.
but to levy it up, Alban, Dara, and Varshan were lost. Hythlodaeus and Vitra was saved.
We saved some.
Could have saved more. Alas! Things are as they are. So you are heading towards the tower.
Tower,
You-
tower.
You can counter no resistance on the way. You trust that Hythlodaeus' golem is doing its work, creating carnage for the demons somewhere in this city. As, at long last, you reach the steps of the Labyrinth of the Ancients. The doors are open. The way is silent. What are y'all doing?
Well, I'm at 0 MP, so before we go in there, I probably need to restock on that.
How many ethos do you have?
4, and I have 1 elixir, but that's for emergencies.
Okay, so Darkness is currently
There,
having the
that's
mother
quiet.
yell at him. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, it would help if he actually had a bedroom door. He doesn't.
I'm gonna pop 2 of my ethers. Get me back up to half MP.
How much is Freya's?
Hold on, I'm just currently copying all of your old tokens over.
How much is Freya's MP exactly? So I fill it up real quick.
Yeah, just give me just a second. I'm currently copying
So
copying your
give me
tokens over
a
to.
moment.
So you're back at half,
I just
Walter.
wait.
Yes, I'm back to half.
So, second one. And only
I
3.
just
You, Freya, are currently at 88 MP. Over half.
Can Can I refill that real quick?
Yep.
Okay.
Just taking 1 ether.
Yes.
So you get 32 back.
Yeah. I'll wait till when she's done.
I need to go through my inventory and just take
Take
off
an
1
ether.
ether.
Hione, you taking 1?
I'm taking 2.
2, so that puts you back to full. You're pretty much at half.
I just
Remove.
ran past inventory. There we go.
So, are you all sufficiently plied up?
Sure.
I think so.
In that case, what are you doing?
Going in.
No, wait for that.
As you walk up the stairs, the doors are wide open. In the particular entrance you have found yourself before. With the exception of a trail of corpses, demons and elementals alike, leading all the way within. As you find yourself within the egress of the labyrinth of the ancients.
All right.
Before you stands a bridge over a river of lava.
Tarkus, Zonde, take point.
Tarkus, come.
And my reasoning is Tarkus is the tank. Zonde knows where we're going.
I mean,
And he's
Zonde
got the
looks like a tank too.
He's got the most health.
Pretty sure he's a boss enemy, isn't he? Or a boss token.
He is, well, he's your ally, so I'll tell you exactly what he is. He is a level 5 boss, yes.
It would explain why his damage output is so low.
But his health is so high.
Indeed.
So yeah, he's strong, but doesn't hit hard. So, Frank. So you were proceeding across the bridge.
Might as well.
Tarkus. As you begin to approach the bridge, you see a figure across the way. A very, very recognizable figure.
Oh no.
As you see, Odin.
My lord?
Tarkus. The time is nigh. Approach.
He, like, sprints and immediately goes to a kneeling position. My lord, when did you get here?
The hour approaches. One brother lost, another doth so return. A brother I would not see lost again. Your mission is hereby terminated. Return home.
What?
You heard my command. Return.
But, my lord, we are not done. There's still work to be done here.
You are sworn to me, are you not?
Yes, my lord, but
Return. The tower's purpose is done. It shall not see its activation. Any who try must be eliminated. That is my will.
I just rolled a 13 on Inquiry. Is this actually Odin, or is this a demon pretending to be Odin?
one way or another, I will send you a message.
Okay.
But he just looks and is like, you would have me abandon my comrades and this city where we could still release the last of Seraph's light?
Seraph is no more. His dream, nothing more than a final fantasy.
Fuck you, first of all.
Ha 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 ha.
Secondly,
It shall not see fruition. I command you, as my creation, flee this place.
Tarkus takes orders from Odin. Not a poor imitation.
What is this hubris?
Do you
Tarkus, your companion, insults me.
I am a judge of Ramu. I have fulfilled that position for centuries, and I know when someone is lying or hiding something.
Like, Tarkus... Can I do a thing?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Tarkus slowly gets up. He is right about one thing. I follow my lord Odin to the letter. But I know my master. He would not have me abandon my allies. For he was the one who bade me to cooperate with them.
You would doubt me, Tarkus.
You, who would abandon the city and not even try to fulfill your brother's last wish. My master would never be so cowardly.
My word is absolute. You listen to my will. My will is all that is right.
Tarkus holds his ground and points his blade at him. If you continue to bar our way, no matter what you look like, no matter what you think you are, I will not hold back.
Traitor. You would strike your own creator and lord.
He takes a stance. If you truly are my master, then shut up and fight.
So be it. As he begins casting a spell at you, Tarkus, I will give you an opportunity to react.
Okay. First things first, Sentinel. And then... Do I get an attack, or do I...
How are you reacting?
Am I allowed to attack him?
Do you want?
I am going to attack him, and while attacking...
You get a... If you're attacking him, you have a -4 to your accuracy.
Why?
You have a -4 to your accuracy.
Okay.
Probably just some
Yeah.
instinctual loyalty making you hesitate a second or something.
Actually, no. I think something else would be better. If this quote-unquote Odin is carrying Zangetsuken, am I right?
He seems to be, but right now he is lifting it in the air, and you see a spell beginning to cast. You don't know what it is. Something is.
I'm gonna have Tarkus use Shatter Weapon.
Ooh.
With Shatter Weapon, I make an opposed force check against one adversary as a standard action. If successful, all their equipped weapons are destroyed. unless they are indestructible.
Is it an attack to do damage? Roll to hit.
It does not do damage, it just destroys his weapon.
It replaces an attack, though.
Okay. Tell me
And
how you're doing it.
as he's lifting up his sword, I guess for a spell, which I'm scared to think it's probably Zangetsuken or something like that, or whatever it is, Tarkus is going to, with all of his strength, move and with, again, strength in hand, jump to where his sword can probably reach the weapon and try to snap it.
As your blade reaches the weapon, it goes right through because there is no blade there as the image shifts and dissipates. And in Odin's place stands this little shit right here.
An imp?
A little imp fuming as its illusion is dissipated.
Is that the one that Freya called a coward?
No. This is a different imp. It looks smaller and scrawnier than the rest. But none of them displayed that ability either.
So, does Tarkus still have an action, or is that basically just gone?
I will let you go for this.
He sees the imp, and if you could, nobody else behind him can see it, but if the
How do you
imp,
want to do this?
You're just killing it.
It has 10 HP. How do you want to do this?
My God.
Powerful illusion, but weak as shit.
he seeing this, he just decides to slowly sink his sword into the ground and slowly walk towards the thing.
It's going to... Well, if you're just walking towards it, it's going to unleash its spell at you, and it's going to attempt to cast Eject on you and put you in the lava.
Is this a force check?
I believe you.
Opposed force check, yep.
I swear to God.
13.
He's attempting to basically just hurl you into the lava with this. So you got 13.
Actually, you know what?
4,
That's kinda
8,
low.
9,
I'm gonna
10.
add
No,
D6
don't,
to that.
because it rolled a 10.
Okay,
You already succeeded.
awesome.
So
Thank you.
it releases
ridiculously
its...
large force.
Yep, it releases its spell on you. You feel your armor start to lift, but just your sheer rage at this creature that dares besmirch the name of your lord and try to turn you against your friends. You just power on through it, and it shrinks down a little as it realizes the situation as you cast your very large shadow over its very tiny frame.
He's going to grab it by the head and slowly lift it to where it's at eye level.
Ah. You're not gonna kill your lord, are you?
You
Is this
dare insult my creator and master's image with your trickery.
I was ordered to do it?
Yeah, that's going to hold up in a court of law. Tarkus, the right of execution is yours.
He's going to seal it in his hand, drag it over to the lava.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna do the Omni-Man on Red Flash thing.
And while it's just hovering over it, he's going to just look at it and it's just, you can suffer. And just lifts it over his head and slams it right into the lava.
It very briefly starts squirming and screaming as it just immediately catches fire and begins to melt, and those screams quickly die off as it sinks beneath its surface.
Going back over to retrieve his sword, just looks back to the others. Well, come. We have a mission to complete.
Indeed we do.
So, you're moving on to the next chamber then.
Aye.
I will need to move your tokens. Just give me one moment.
You have me worried there for a second, like they made like some kind of fake Odin.
I mean,
it was
in
a
a way
fake
they
Odin.
did.
Like I thought you meant like a fake like boss that we'd have to fight. I was getting lunar Odin flashbacks.
No, it was just a test to see how far your loyalty went.
And I'm just happy I saw through that.
13, yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine like Tarkus was kind of getting the idea that something was off because Odin telling him to abandon the comrades he told him to work with seemed a little out of character.
Certainly.
Yeah.
And just his speech patterns were different too. Odin is usually a lot more blunt and to the point and not so self-important and flamboyant.
It's like, I am your lord, do as I say. Odin would be just like, Tarkus, go, leave. Enough said.
As a look, hon, Tarkus isn't completely mindless with loyalty. Are you proud of him?
Yeah, but if it's the actual one, now what would he actually do?
Honestly, I'd say even if it was the actual one telling him to do that, which I don't know if Odin would ever do, but if it was, I honestly think Tarkus would still say no.
Character development.
Because, one, he made a promise. Two, he doesn't leave a mission undone.
And, you know, he likes these people now.
He likes the old man, the little owl girl, the dragon, the succubus.
Yabalta got everyone's respect by being a fucking glass cannon. Oh, if you'll permit, Tom, there is one thing I want Balta to do as we're going through that chamber before we get to the second map here.
Yep. You're
I
on
want
the second map.
Right, but I mean, like, just retroactively. I want to see if Balta can quickly, scavenge through the bodies to see if he can pick up any other restoratives, if anyone had, like, ethers or potions or anything like that.
Roll a scavenge check.
All right. Not particularly good. That is going to be 9.
No, you, the Ambrams obviously have nothing on them. As for the corpses of the various elemental dragonoids and such inside, they've been picked clean by the demons. Just ripped to shreds.
Alright, well, worth a shot. Because I only got 2 ethers and an elixir left.
You're proceeding into the next chamber. You see a corridor ahead of you.
I mean, I still say Tarkus and Zande in front.
Very well.
I love the fact that my armor is just so high, I literally have not taken any damage at all this go around.
So, the corridor stretches for a ways yet.
Just keep going, I guess.
Remember, you can all move your own tokens, so go where you're going to.
Keep going.
I'll move Arcane and Freya, I guess.
I guess.
Sorry.
Fine. Alright, so moving further onwards, you see can't reveal tool, please. Not hide. Reveal. Come on, roll 20.
Feel my
There we go.
pain.
Past the next pillar, you see a corner.
Gonna peer around that.
Peering round, you see another room and 2 corridors leading up from there.
Right, labyrinth. Gotcha.
Tom, I would ask that you look at the chat.
Alright, noted.
Zonde, fastest route to the genome chamber from here.
Keep. Some of these routes will lead to dead ends. There should only be one route that leads onwards from here.
And I mean, we've all walked that route, haven't we? We would have had to get there before, unless, no?
There are various entrances and passageways into the Labyrinth of the Ancients. You haven't been to this specific one.
I guess park ourselves here and get a view of both ways.
Okay, I'll move up all your tokens. So, getting a view in both ways. One corridor leads further down, another leads to some kind of altar that is currently bare.
What do we think?
I mean, the altar seems like a dead end.
Probably. Is Ande just not leading the way here?
If the NPC led the... He is letting you lead. He seems unfamiliar with the specific path, because if the NPC led the entire way, this wouldn't be a labyrinth, would it?
I guess, but that's kind of
Yeah,
why I
no.
brought him.
You brought him, he came with you.
Ah!
Can
Yeah,
we
nice.
look at here?
I see. Now you know our pain.
I'll go look at the altar. Is there
Alright.
anything specific? Is there anything there?
Make a scavenge check, say.
Okay.
Can't have the NPC give you all the answers. Hello, Mika, for the entire campaign. Let's try.
Yeah, Mika made puzzles kind of tricky.
Exactly.
Because she had to be, because I mainly used her in those cases to just be a dispenser of clues.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, the altar is pretty bare, though you do find just idly sitting next to it a single potion.
Yay!
One potion.
See you
Hey,
again.
some
One
At 10,
potion.
you find the
One
potion.
One potion.
So add that to your inventory.
yay! Now I have 15.
Jesus.
Does anyone want potions? I have too many.
I could take 5 of those off your hands and bring you down to
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, here. So I'll go back. I'll change this to 10 and give 5 to Skajarma.
So I'm up.
Balter.
So I'm up to
Balter.
7.
Yep.
Balter.
Let's do it.
Balta,
Salud, goddamn.
my
Balder.
words.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, yes!
And you said you were
I'm
playing God of
to
War,
play the
so
game.
Different Balder. All right. Well, other path then, I suppose.
Indeed. Give me
That's
just
the-
one
Tarkus
second.
leads the way.
As I say, let the tank go first.
Yeah.
One
I
second, I'm just adjusting some things.
I am tankiest of tanks. I have taken no damage, even though things have tried.
Things have tried, but they were rather weak sauce things, so...
I love hearing that ding off my armor.
Okay, so heading further down, the rest of the corridor opens up into what seems to be a rather vast space.
Okay, I'm having a look-see.
Second.
Probably be a good idea to call it after we're done with this floor at the latest.
Yeah, I've got an idea where to call it. That's why I was making some adjustments to certain things. But...
Okay.
So, going into the next chamber, you see another large pillar, and also up here, you, Bolter, get the barest glimpse of a single amber imp that sees you and scurries up this corridor.
We've got imps in the labyrinth, be wary.
Of course.
If it's just the imps, it shouldn't be that challenging.
Long as they
Only
don't play
one.
the trick.
But there could be more.
Even just a handful can slow us down considerably, even if they aren't much of a threat to us. We can't afford to waste
True.
time. If we can avoid a fight with the lesser scum, we should.
Then you wish to avoid where it went?
If we can, for the moment at least. Besides, it's possible it was counting on us spotting it, leading us into a trap.
Zonde looks a bit ahead. 2 more corridors here.
I'm gonna park myself here so I can at least get a look down the corridor the imp fled down.
It's rather dark towards the end. You see a strange glow towards the end, just peering out the darkness, though you cannot make out details from this distance.
What color?
Purple.
Purple?
Yep. And from here, you see one corridor leading to a dead end, and another one continuing on.
Not touching the purple. Good.
I won't touch the
Purple bad.
Well, purple bad. Tarkus just keeps moving.
Alright.
Continuing up the path that doesn't end in a dead end.
So you're all continuing onwards.
Zonde,
see
get
it-
out of me.
You see
You
a
don't.
corridor-
You do not belong there.
You see a corridor progressing onwards, and what seems to be a doorway.
I see the entrance to the next floor.
Onward then.
Stomp,
Alright.
stomp, stomp, stomp,
Clump,
stomp.
clump, clump, clump.
So reveal. So this little bit here, another dead end, and a doorway that does not seem to be barred in any way.
Alright. Down we go then.
And Tarkus opens the door.
You see beyond that door, if I move your tokens as appropriate.
Oh my god, he's not taking it down this time.
There's no need to, it's not barred.
Just imagine every time Tarkus takes a step, Keone like hops a bit from the ground, shaking.
As you enter the third floor,
You know,
Mhm.
I'm just imagining that, like when he was going to check on her before. I imagine it was like when she was like all like slumped down and everything, just seeing like him just walking over there and her just going, just slightly jumping in the air as he's stomping over.
Right.
Subtle he is not.
as you enter the next area, you enter a very dark chamber. That initially you cannot see much of anything unless someone has a light.
I can pull out a torch, and then Arcane can light it again, like we did before.
Yeah.
I won't have you roll anything to do so. You can do so, because I do remember you have that, yes.
Bottomless
Yeah.
pocket.
It lights the area fairly well for around this area, and you see before you an altar with various glowing orbs and little recessions in between each and every single orb.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
You
What
okay?
is happening
Oh my
with
god!
Hold
Are you
on,
okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm not the thing that got destroyed. It was my pony coasters.
Okay, you are jumping all the things.
Well, I say you are being rather destructive. I thought that was supposed to be my shtick.
Hey, I'm the
No,
one
I-
swinging around a PVC pipe to keep my hands busy, alright? I'm gonna
The
stand,
Aaron's.
I'm gonna stand over here to notes where I can't hit anything.
Aeon, my dear, I love that you're giving me better rolls today, but can you stop torturing everybody else?
I mean, as long as it's just him.
Yeah, it's my own damn fault. Don't blame the Moogle. Blame the Moogle for everything else. Blame the Moogle for everything else. I'm fine. It's my own.
Aw.
Yeah.
I might give him a cupcake.
Go for it.
So
You
what's
you
the
see,
thing?
yeah, you just see an altar before you against a partition in the middle of the room. There are, from left to right, a blue, a red, a yellow, a green, a white, and a black orb in various recesses, and in between each orb are currently empty recesses that look like they could contain smaller orbs, but currently have nothing in them.
Zonde,
All
any
right.
idea what we're looking at here?
I'm going to roll just general checks with Zonde here. If I'm correct, he takes a look behind, sees darkness. Kione, bring that torch.
Onward.
Lighting up more of the room, you see another door further in, and as Zonde approaches it, he traces a hand along, and indeed, it is completely sealed. A mechanism to open the door, if I was to surmise. There are a variety of such things throughout the labyrinth. I'm not necessarily familiar with this one. There could be a key, a passphrase. If a researcher was here, they could tell us with ease, but alas, they are gone.
They each have. We see the different colors, I'm assuming. Like,
Yeah?
well, each one of technically our characters is a different god, different, in a sense, element. It was blue, red, yellow, green, white, black.
I do not sense anything elemental about these. They just... Idly trace his hand over the black one. They are fixed in place. They just seem to be enchanted to emit colored light a little more.
That just ruins my theory, so. Because the colors oddly is like freaking ice, fire, lightning, wind, light, and dark.
No, that's what I was thinking.
I do not think so. It is clear that something needs to be placed in some of these recesses.
We have to go back for the purple thing I saw, don't we?
We might have to go back for the purple thing you saw.
God damn it.
There's nothing like else that we can look at around this altar or anything.
There's no other doorway or anything?
I wouldn't think a doorway. I think we have to do something with this, but
Indeed, you see, if there is something to put in here, you are currently missing it.
Oh, I get it. It's the. This is out of character. It's the colors. What happens when you mix red and blue?
You get purple.
purple.
Yeah, purple. So I'm guessing there's a different orb with all the different colors, which would be the combinations of all like the different colors we see here. Like there's purple, red and yellow is
Just kind of comes out as orange. That comes out as orange.
orange. Yellow and green.
Just kind of comes out as puke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Green. I don't know. Some of these colors would. I don't know. Would mix very well. I don't know.
Well, either way, we still need to go get the purple thing, so.
I just sigh, turn around, let's go back.
Head back.
Head back. Head down, head back.
Now this feels like a proper Final Fantasy dungeon. We just get to keep going back and forth until we figure things out.
It's more like a Zelda dungeon. Final Fantasy dungeons are usually
Pretty-
just a straight shot.
I said I'm going through Zelda. You should have
How
said that.
ironic! We just finished Ocarina of Time a few days ago.
You are progressing down to the corridor you neglected previously.
Yes. Tarkus is
Yes. Alright, go get him, Tarkus.
Cheer up.
Chin up, Bolter. If we get this key, we progress on. There's not
It's
to
really
be
Right.
indignant about.
Do I see anything?
As
Wow.
you approach where the glow is, there is no sign of the amber imp you saw. If it was waiting for you, it has since departed along with any friends it might have had. But you do see
Convenient.
on a table near the end, next to a very mangled corpse of a dragonoid researcher, a small glowing purple orb.
Go over and grab it.
You grab it?
Can I examine anything on the researcher and see if he had anything?
Make a scavenge check.
I will assist with that. I have a higher scavenge skill. So for me, that is.
Yeah, you probably had a better roll.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Yeah, good.
You got a 12. Hione, you don't really find anything. Bolter, with a 12? I'll give you something for a 12. You find on him, it's slightly cracked but still stable, just another ether.
Yee!
Lovely.
I'm in desperate need of MP, so I'm just gonna chug that right now.
Yeah, go ahead and take a swig of that.
Because
Okay.
I'm an MP whore, let's be real here. An MP whore and an MP hog. I am both of these things.
Okay, now
Alright.
we go all the
Well,
way back.
don't update this token because I assume you just had. Oh, you have now anyway. But so 139 to you, so I'll update your other token. And you're heading back?
Yeah.
Orb. Yep.
Alright.
Okay.
Orb in hand for the time being, having avoided any sort of welcoming committee, you return to the chamber.
And getting the idea that the orb goes here, Tarkus is going to place it there.
As you place the orb, you hear a click, and then a rumbling as the door ahead opens.
Oh, that's it?
That was it, okay.
That is an incredibly underwhelming security measure.
Well, I imagine when Tom said he was fixing things, I imagine he was getting rid of a lot of it.
Because of the pressure time, I got rid of like a whole room of enemies that you were meant to face.
Aww.
Like 5 of them. So,
And,
yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
now you're fine. And moving on.
So, with the key in place, you do indeed move
on.
onwards. So, you grab your tokens.
I mean, it could have been worse. I could have made it to where Tarkus didn't know colors. So
Colorblind?
where does this thing go?
So you proceed to the 4th floor. Let me just arrange all you, and then I'll shift you over.
No, Darkness, you don't have to apologize again.
You're fine. I imagine we'll be stopping any moment now.
You come across
That's it. We've been going
another
on for quite a
corridor.
while.
Yeah, just give me a moment.
One.
Corridor that, as you look on, seems to open up into a much larger space. You see what seems to be the glow of lava just somewhere ahead of you.
All right. Moving onwards.
And as you all exit the corridor, you find yourselves in a much more vast chamber lit up by the glow of the lava river ahead. And beyond that river of lava, and a bridge that is very much broken, you find yourselves before 3 more amber imps and a dragonoid covered in amber crystals, idly shambling forward as they all set their eyes on you. And that, I think, due to reasons, is where we're going to call the night session.
Indeed.
Very well.
So, you are about halfway through the dungeon. I had to shorten some things because of events, but here you are. So, for the time being, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time for what might be the finale, might not be. We'll see. Ta-ra.
Ta-ta.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Everything is sad now.